Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Welcome learners. My name is Stephen Kariungi, and today we continue with our topic, genetics in Form 4 biology. And I would like us to discuss how the Punnet square can be applied to solve particular questions. For example, given any situation, and then you are told to use the Punnet square, how can you go about applying that to answer a question? So using a Punnet square, to show genetic crossing. And we'll use an example here. So the example is written down here. So we are going to use the Punnet square to show genetic crossing by use of an example. It's a very long question, and these are some of the kind of questions that you expect in a paper 2 setup, where you are given a certain case study, and then you are expected to determine the outcome of that particular case. So we are told that in a breeding experiment, garden peas with axial flowers were crossed with plants with terminal flowers, and then all the F1 plants had axial flowers. So we are crossing the axial flowers with the terminal flowers, but we are getting all had axial flowers. And then when F1 plants were selved is more or less self-pollination, a total of 858 seeds were produced in the F2 generation, out of which 651 gave rise to plants with axial flowers, and of course the remaining ones had the terminal flowers. So using the figures given, work out the ratio of F2 plants with axial flowers to that with terminal flowers. So here we want to find out the solution. Those with axial flowers against those with the terminal flowers. The axial flowers, we are told that we had 651 out of a total of 858. So the remaining ones, 858, if you subtract 651, the remaining ones will be the terminal flowers. So this one will be 87502. So the terminal ones will be 207. So that when you add them, you get 858, which was the total. Then we are told using the figure, work out the ratio with axial flowers and terminal flowers. So that ratio, we should not leave it like that. That ratio, we should not leave it like that. We should get a more simplified ratio, or we should simplify this particular ratio. So to simplify, we divide both sides by 207, so that here we get 1, and here 651 divided by 207, we'll get 3.144 is to 1. So this is approximately a ratio of 3 is to 1. So we should leave that ratio in its simplest form. We should not leave it as 651 and 207. Then B, using a Punnett square to show the genotypes, or use a Punnett square to show the genotypes of F2 offspring, and then we work out the phenotypic ratio. So here we'll get the parental phenotype, that is in F2. So in the F2 we are getting axial flowers versus terminal flowers. Then we go to the parental genotype. So we can say let letter A represent the dominant allele. The dominant allele. Can erase this. The dominant allele. So for axial flowers, we use A, small a, and the terminal ones, we use small a, small a. So we had so the terminal flowers, we use the small letters because they are the recessive. Then we come to the gametes. So the gametes have capital A and small a, and these others had small a and there's something I want to confirm, that F1 plants were selved. So the F1 plants were selved. So we are using axial versus axial, not terminal and axial, because we are doing selfing, crossing with one like itself. So axial versus axial. So this will be capital small and capital small. Then from here we draw a Punnet square. So assuming the one was male, the other one was female. So this is that, and the other one was that. So this will be AA, this A small a small a, and small a small a. So in this is the F2 genotype. And then we are told to work out, so to show the genotypes of F2 offspring, which we have done, work out the phenotypic ratio of the F2, phenotypic ratio. So the phenotype of the first one was axio, the second axio, this is axio, and the last one was terminal. So we had 3 axio flowers against 1 terminal flower, and therefore that gives a ratio of 3:1 as we had earlier calculated. So the number that we have calculated must agree with the ratio that we had got here, and that shows that the answer is correct. Name the recessive trait in this cross and then give a reason for your answer. The recessive trait is the terminal flower. The terminal flower is the recessive because in heterozygous state, the flowers are axial. In a heterozygous state, all the flowers are axial or are of axial state. So that shows that the terminal flower is being dominated on by the axial flower. So we are going to have an assignment on that. So the first question, what is heterozygous state? B, homozygous state, and C, recessive allele, as we have explained them. And then number 2, what is selfing? So you'll answer those questions based on what we have already discussed. So we'll stop there. Until next time, goodbye.